Well, this Money Saving Monday, we want to dive deeper into a health savings account and a flexible spending account. We know sometimes it can really be confusing, right? Both HSAs and FSAs are for healthcare costs, and both allow contributions with pre-tax dollars that help you save for qualified medical expenses. But what exactly are those qualified expenses, and what are the key differences? Let's ask the expert. Joining me now is Dr. Natasha Bhuyan, National Medical Director of One Medical. All right, let's get straight to it and start with the HSAs. What do people need to know?
Yeah, this is great. These are great accounts because it does help us with costs that are outside of typical insurance coverage.
Yes.
And HSA, we know that there's tax benefits, and HSA actually has what we call a triple tax benefit. And the reason why is because it can help you invest, spend, and also grow your pre-tax dollars, which is wonderful. And HSA also has the benefit of rolling over. So you can use it year over year. You don't have to use it or lose that money. And you own it as the employee or the employer yourself. And that means that if you leave your job, you can still have your HSA for life. And that's a really nice benefit
huge.
as well. Exactly.
Yes.
The HSA is also nice because it has a higher contribution limit, and you can double the contribution limit if it's your family. So it can be $8,300 a year if it's your family. The limit changes every single year, just depending on the IRS.
Yeah, I always take it to the max because you never know what could happen medically.
Yeah.
And,
and you can roll it over too, which is great.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the one key with the HSA though is you are only eligible if you have a certain type of high deductible health plan. So if you've got a PPO or an HMO, you might not be qualified.
Yeah, okay. Let's talk about the FSAs.
Yeah, the FSA is a little bit different. So the FSA has a lower contribution limit, and really key with the FSA is you're only eligible if your employer offers that as a benefit. And you know, for the annual contribution limit, there is a max by the IRS, but that could change depending on your employer. They could change that max. The other thing is it's a fixed contribution, and so that means you have to decide at open enrollment how much you're going to put in, and you can't change that amount. The other really key piece too is it's employer owned. So if you leave your job or you lose your job, it doesn't roll over with you unless you've got COBRA benefits. And those COBRA benefits might continue that coverage. And so I always say with the FSA, the most key aspect is figure out how to spend that money, because if you don't spend it quickly, the money's gone.
Right, you lose it. Yeah, which is panic attack. All right, so this is really interesting, and this is why I wanted to do this segment with you, because there are some hidden perks that people do not realize when it comes to the HSAs, and some things I want you to like dive into, especially when it comes to an LMN.
Yeah, so you know, for an HSA and FSA, I think people know of the typical benefits. You know, you can spend it on dental and vision, you can spend it on contact lenses. People also sometimes know you can spend it on medical things like sunscreen. What people often don't know is there's a lot of medical costs that you can spend it on they might not think about if they have a letter of medical necessity. So for example,
which is the LMN.
Yes, LMN is the letter of medical necessity. So something like a massage therapy, a lot of people don't realize that massage might actually be covered with your FSA or HSA dollars if it's for a medical reason. So what that means is if you have back pain and your doctor says get a massage because that will help your back pain, your doctor can actually write that letter of medical necessity, and then you end up having it covered. This also applies to things like gym equipment for the house, like a Peloton, or even a gym membership. You know, if you've got obesity or knee pain and your doctor says the treatment for that is to exercise, you could get a letter for them and they would end up covering those benefits. But the key is, it can't just be, I'm trying to get healthy, I'm going to the gym, it's for my general wellness. You have to have a medical reason that you're exercising or a medical reason that you're getting that massage. But when you have that medical reason, it really unlocks a lot of doors.
Okay, so when you get that medical reason from your doctor, what do you do with it?
Yeah, so when you have that letter from your doctor, you have to submit it to your provider of the HSA or FSA. And so that might require uploading it onto their website or emailing them or faxing them. But I would encourage people, reach out to your provider before you just buy that Peloton, because some FSA and HSA providers, they might not cover it. So reach out to the provider to know it's covered before you make that purchase.
No kidding. Excellent info. All right, Natasha, thank you.